Bart, are we still children tonight? That's the first comment here from Garrett. Got somebody else commenting, can we be worried yet? Congratulations for your comments and for your tweets. Congratulations for your worry coming true. Congratulations for putting it out there into the world that this could happen. Bucks Twitter still overreacting. Board, congratulations to you. Congratulations. You got what you wanted. The misery that you idiots pined for, you got what you wanted. Congratulations. I don't even want to do this. I don't want to talk. Well, what am I going to talk? I'm going to talk. I'm trying to be rally the troops guy, and now I got to talk to a bunch of people that are I told you so. I go, well, congratulations, about 3-1 to the fucking Heat. This is the Bart Winkler show. This is the start of the podcast. We're also streaming, thanks to Dan Shaney Insurance, danshaney.com. I did 2 YouTubes on Monday, and one was the Aaron Rodgers trade reaction, which will be the second half of the podcast. I thought that would be the news to start with, is the Rodgers trade, and then we would talk some Bucks. And for a while, we were the Bucks, that first half was so awful because they led the whole time, and it felt like they never led. It felt like they were trailing the whole time. But they weren't. And then the second half, they came out on a little bit of a run. And then I was starting to get more worried about my, the spread bet I placed at Pato, which I lost, which I should have never bet. But I went there and I couldn't do the ticket thing until 11 o'clock. And I was there at 9:30, whatever. So then I was worried about that. And then I don't even know I got to go back and watch this. I don't even know what happened. I don't even know what happened. The series isn't over, and I'll still preach that. But I'm 9 years ago, I'm in my living room panting and needing to go outside for the NFC Championship game in Seattle. And I'm not saying this is the same. But I personally haven't reacted that way since. 9 years later, I'm kicking all my son's Paw Patrols were neatly lined up. I'm kicking Rockies into Sky and Zumas into Everest. My wife, are you okay? Sports. She goes, oh. I mean, this is a goddamn travesty. So we'll talk Bucks here on the YouTube. The podcast version will have Bucks and Rodgers. Both videos available on YouTube. Before I bring in you guys, the StreamYard link is available. Before I bring in you guys, I just got to say that Kevin Harlan is dead to me. I would not have ever watched Bally Sports under any circumstances. And I guess we will on Wednesday, but I think as an announcer, you announce to the story, and Kevin Harlan's a great announcer, and we love how excited he gets, and I'll go back on this take eventually. I'm just very mad, but he still gave more oomph and excitement for Jimmy Butler's points 10 through 20 than he did 45 through 55 or whatever. I just didn't get it all night. I left the room for a minute. I had to do something in the kitchen. Game's still going on. It was like, and I hear Harlan screaming. I'm like, well, the Heat must have cut it to 13. Time to eat some crow. Was Jake right? Why am I? This is what I don't understand. 2 years ago, I'm screaming at you guys saying, don't give up, don't give up. And then they win, and I do my chairs, and it's all fun. And now I'm not even saying they're going to – I'm just saying, let's not panic. I was just telling you not to panic until it's time to panic. Now I think you can panic. But congratulations to all of you guys. You got 2 or 3 extra days of panic out of me. Good fucking work. Great shit. Q. And I'm going to bring in Tony as well. Q and Tony. Q, who you will hear later on this podcast, be very excited that the Bucks are going to win and that Jimmy's going to get destroyed by Giannis. So I may have to edit that part out for you. Tony, who is in Texas,
well,
and,
I'm actually
has muted his mic. Are you guys there?
I'm here. Can you hear me?
Can anyone speak?
Yeah, can you hear me,
Hello?
Bart?
Can you hear me?
Someone say a word.
Hey, Bart.
I can hear Tony.
Matt, can I hear you?
I don't know.
I can hear all of them.
Okay. Sorry. Is everybody there?
Yeah.
Yes.
We hear you.
I had the TNT stream going on still. All right. I got Q. I got Matt. I got Tony. Let everybody round table this, but let's start in the order they came in. Q, you first.
I mean, it's a sad day. I had so much positivity when they announced this morning that Giannis was going to play, and then positivity just built and built and built through the fourth quarter. And the rest is history. Like you, Bart, I don't know what happened in the fourth quarter to have this end result. I'm so disappointed.
I have to go back and watch. I literally blacked out. I can't even tell you what happened.
And I think, like you, I think if any team can win 3 games in a row to back into a series victory, I think it's the Bucks, especially with this roster. But man, this one hurts. And with the quality of this roster, and I just, it will be hard to give this franchise another pass based on the health of Giannis. If things go the way that it looks like it's going to.
No, if they do lose this series, then Bud should be fired, and you got to trade Middleton or some shit. You got to do something.
Yeah, I tend to agree that if we don't win the finals, that you got to get rid of Chris because he was kind of an anchor dragging this team down the entire season.
Bart, still not worried? Are you guys excited? Like all that I hear when you guys ask me if I'm not worried anymore is you guys being excited that you got more days of worry than me.
Yeah,
I mean, and I'm not going to say that it's over yet. They got 2 of 3 in Milwaukee. They clearly have the better team. They clearly have a better team. But Giannis played 11 minutes through the first 3 games. And then Jimmy Butler, what did he end up with tonight? 50?
56.
56 points, and he would not miss. So just because, what I say about the NBA playoffs is why I love it is that the better team wins. Well, hey, the Heat might buck that trend, and of course they're going to do it as an 8-1, and of course they're going to do it after we thought we vanquished them 2 years ago. This is right back to that bubble series. This is right back. This is the same shit. So I guess the bubble's not a fluke because I thought it was a fluky loss to this shitty team, and here they are doing it in front of fans. And it's really Jimmy Butler scored to bring with him 4 at one point, and some Heat fans in his face, I can't believe this happened. Fuck you, man. I mean,
hats off to Jimmy Butler. His first quarter and his fourth quarter were unfucking believable, and the threes he was hitting in the fourth, it was just I don't understand them. I had a friend texting me saying. I was hoping we would play the Heat in the first round just because statistically they looked like a shitty team. They couldn't hit threes the entire year. Their defense was complete crap. Hats off to Spoelstra and the Heat for rallying and taking advantage of Giannis's health. Hopefully, I'm going to the game Wednesday. I'm expecting a win. And
hey, hold the phone, Q. You can't say Giannis's health. What are you taking advantage of Giannis's health? The Bucks were Bart. The Bucks were favorites without Giannis.
Hey, Bart. I'm gonna
hold on. Zach says I just want to read that.
Let
me just read this.
And he's just coming here to say he was right the whole season.
I'm not saying that, Q. I'm a Bucks fan just like you, man.
I mean,
but you don't look at their deficiencies.
Hold on.
Lack of creativity. Go ahead, Bart. It's your show. Go ahead.
Professional reset. I've got Q. I've got Tony in Texas, who's been very patient. Matt in the Falls. I just want to read this tweet from Neil. He says, more people need to be pissed about the existence of the play-in tournament. If it didn't exist, Bucks would have played the Hawks, and the Celtics would be dealing with this bullshit. But then this only happens. I understand. This only happens against us. Wisconsin, woe is me. You're all right. Congratulations. Take a fucking lap. Let's have a parade for our mediocrity like we did 50 years ago. I'm sorry I believed. Boo-hoo. I'm sorry I still believe. They're down 3-1. I still think they can win this series.
Yeah, it's not over yet. But, you're
all right,
you're
Tony,
one
go ahead.
seed.
Yeah.
you're a 1 seed, Q. You got to take care of business. I don't care who you're fucking playing. You got to take care of business, and they're not taking care of business. Your second and third best players, arguably, are Drew Holiday and Chris Middleton, allegedly. And Brooke Lopez might differ with that. But those two guys didn't show up. Drew was garbage today, man.
Drew's been garbage most of the series. So
Drew was garbage.
I'm good with Drew never taking a 3 again. I know that
Drew. Hey Bart, why does he keep on doing that? Like, so the Bucks finally call a timeout. I forgot what part of the game. They got a nice little play to Brooke. It's like they need to get set plays. I mean, I coach basketball. I know this shit. You cannot just go play willy-nilly and just let Holiday shoot threes. Run a set. Get Brooke down. Brooke Lopez was phenomenal. It's a damn shame if they don't win this fucking series. Lopez was great. I thought Giannis was good, all things considered. Was he like Butler? No, but he played well. And Jimmy Butler's a damn good player. I go back to 3 years ago. No one wanted Butler on his team as a free agent, and everyone wanted Chris Middleton instead. And the Bucks went with Chris Middleton. They got a title, but would they have more titles with Jimmy Butler? I could argue that, say, yes, they probably would get at least 2 or 3 more titles with Jimmy Butler than Chris Middleton.
Matt, I have you on here twice.
Hey, Matt, fuck your Wild, too. Your Minnesota Wild are going down.
Oh, I forgot. Tony, you haven't been here so long that we haven't even had a chance to talk about that.
Yeah. Hey, man, I can't believe you drove up there. Props to you, though, Matt. You got balls on you.
It was fucking fun. It was great.
Yeah. What time did you get home?
Oh, wow. I almost fell asleep and died like 7 or 8 times on the highway. Every time I was like, okay, next time I doze off, I'm pulling over. And I made it. I powered through. And then I saw Oconomowoc, and it was just like, I'm almost there, baby. And then I woke up. Got home at like 1:30. It was rough.
Jesus.
It was rough. But I'd do it all over again, even though we lost. It was fun. Super fun.
Ken says, is this segment sponsored by Happy Place Hemp? Bart seems mellow after the tough loss. That's a good reminder. Happy Place Hemp. Promo code is Bart. 25% off all of your gummies, your CBDs, your THCs, the whole kit, King and caboodle. What is it? Kit. What is it?
Kit. K-I-T. Wow. K-I-T.
Kit what, though?
Kit and caboodle.
Hey, I got a question for you guys. The old pie
I'm not. Mellow.
Not done?
I opened this by bitching at all of you.
Don't bitch at me. I'm a Bucks fan. Hey, what's the pie chart here, Bart, of blame for this fucking atrocity we got brewing here?
Okay. Well, first of all, I think some of that has to go to Wes Matthews being hurt.
How about signing Wes Matthews?
How about the fact that we have no one to guard Jimmy Butler when we traded Jay Crowder for that reason? The motherfucker don't even play.
I thought we were bringing in these Marquette guys to guard the other Marquette guy.
Wes Matthews, like, we need him.
Yeah, no, we do. We do. You're right. And I gotta look at Drew Holiday and Chris. Both of them have got to be better. Both those dudes have got to be better, man. Butler is clearly a better player than both. Brooke Lopez made Bam a bitch. Bam was terrible. Bam was awful. Brooke was dominant. And then you look at Butler just destroying whoever's on him. Crazy. And where's the double team? Do we ever double team them? Was there any double teams that you saw, Q?
I would have quadrupled them. I wasn't joking about that when I tweeted it. I put 4 guys on him. Let Duncan Robinson's stupid fucking face beat you.
Duncan Robinson.
He's from the school of Mike Dunleavy. Very, very, punchable face. But where is the creativity on defense? Where is the creativity on offense? I don't know. It's not there. And I talked about the regular season, and my concern with the Bucks, Q, and it was a concern in the regular season, is when the chips get down and it's hard to get a bucket. Like, what do you have besides Giannis? Well, Brooke showed up, but what did you have besides that? You didn't have
I have said all year that Brooke was the second best player on this team. And I'm not disagreeing with you that the creativity on offense and defense were lacking today. I am devastated that we blew a triple-double from a hobbled superstar and like old geezer Brooke Lopez putting the team on his back. Like, but at the same time, like, where the fuck was Brooke on over the weekend?
Yeah. Good
like,
point.
Like,
hey, Bart.
where the fuck was he? So
no, you're right.
I guess
you're right.
What's been frustrating with this team is we can't get it all to click. So I don't know what the answer is. I am not going to write this team off because they've been with their backs against the wall before. And I don't know, like that's when Bud decides to pull like rainbows out of his ass, and we'll see what he can do. But I'm with Bart. If we lose on Wednesday night, Bud has to go. And if we end up winning this series, maybe he needs a fucking statue. I don't know, but it is frustrating to have.
Well, this ain't cute. Really quick, this is a legacy series and a legacy year for Giannis. He's got the most at stake, not Budenholzer.
I think a lot of us are jumping the gun on Giannis'
Aaron
legacy.
Rodgers at 24.
No.
You're wrong.
Mute Tony.
No. If Aaron Rodgers didn't exist in this state, nobody would have a problem with Giannis having one championship. Let's say Giannis played 12 years and had one championship. Not a single person would have a problem. But because we're all shitty about Aaron Rodgers doing it, which is a different situation, I've said this before, nobody. And now Giannis still has at least like 4, 5, 6 good years left. We are way too. It's like when Mahomes was taking on Brady and everyone's like, legacy game for Mahomes. Then he loses a Super Bowl and has won another since. And now nobody cares about that one. We are too. Tony, you should be able to talk now, I think. Thank you. We are too quick to want to define Giannis's legacy in terms of the ring situation.
And we're
very
2
bad.
years away.
Bart, after the Packers
2 years ago, right?
Hey, after the Packers lost to the Broncos in '97, Ron Wolf had that old fart in the wind comment, and I thought the Packers would get to more Super Bowls with Favre.
If one more person says fucking fart in the wind on this show.
You said it. You said it today.
Jake's been saying it.
I'm saying what you said. They didn't get any. You said Aaron Rodgers. I'm bringing up Brett Favre. They didn't win any more Super Bowls. I mean, you gotta want to go. You gotta go for the jugular, man. The Bucs.
It's not comparable.
You've got to go for the kill. They're up by 15 in the fourth quarter. Then all of a sudden, it's a fucking close game. They didn't have the eye of the tiger at the end of the game. You got to stay focused and want to kill. Chris Middleton did the same shit in 2019 against the Raptors. Could have hit that 3 and won that game before it got to overtime. Game 3, I'm talking. And he didn't make it. He missed a huge 3 today. Played like shit most of the game. Drew played like shit most of the game. Their big guys did not come to play. I'm sorry. Brooke and Giannis came to play.
All right, I'm going to say goodbye to you. We'll hear from you a little later.
Hey, Barty, I got a fan of yours in here. Jamie, she's here. She invited me over, her and her husband. So she wants to get on and say hi.
Hi.
Hi, Jamie. What's the
Winslow's
dog's
here
name?
Too.
Who?
Winslow.
How's he feel about this bullshit?
He's pretty pissed.
Yeah.
Pretty down. Yeah, not having it.
Yeah. Bart, hey, and Chris, I don't want to beat down Chris, but you got to get more from him. You got to get more. You got to get the clutch shots. He didn't get the clutch shots today. He did it 2 years ago, but that's what he gets paid, $40 million a year or something. I mean,
yes, there will be a discussion about Chris if they lose this series.
And I don't pile on Chris. I don't think it's cool to pile on Chris. It's not just him. But he gets paid a shit ton of money to be that guy, to hit clutch buckets. And people are dissing Giannis. I don't want to diss Giannis, but this was a legacy season.
All right, and
playoff for Giannis.
That is so wrong. Even Winslow wouldn't say something that stupid.
Right, I'm going to finish this. I talked about IQ throughout the season. The Bucs showed lack of IQ down the stretch. I was right. I'm right again. I want the Bucs to win. I'm not giving up. All right.
All right, Tony. See you, buddy.
Peace.
Matt, the floor is yours.
Well, wow. I feel like I aged while I waited here. I don't know what to say after all that time. I'm sickened. I'm disgusted. Every bone in my body is just throwing up. Every cell in my body is throwing up on a cellular level. Just down 3-1 as the 1 seed. And I don't know how we got here.
Nick says they had 10 opportunities to put a dagger in the heat. Instead, they jacked up horrible shots and didn't want to guard Butler. Cameron says, why wasn't there a single timeout during that 17-3 run?
That's what I was just going to say.
Jay Freely, who has been commenting all night, he says, act like you've watched the playoffs before. That's my shtick. Also, he's calling me a lib throughout all this, which I don't know where that has come up, but thank you.
It's well known that you're a lib, but it doesn't matter.
But it's not relevant to what I'm saying about the Bucks at this point. Sir Pep says, gonna crack a high noon like Tim Shea and cry like a schoolgirl. High noon, come on, Tim, put your big boy pants on. Bad loss. Tim Shea, noticeably absent since he started his new job. Matt in the Falls is here. Badger Bloody Reviews is here as well. Bart? Wearing a Badger hat, drinking a Bloody.
This was supposed to be a celebratory Bloody and a celebratory blunt, but instead I'm here trying to cope with my feelings the only way I know how.
Wow.
Shout out Happy Place Hemp.
Well, you can't get those then.
I don't think they carry those.
No, but they're like-minded individuals, so we shout them out nonetheless. Big fan of that company. Bart, I appreciate the shout out on the pod. It was nice to, be the instigator in the Freem situation, even though that wasn't my intention. I really hope he takes him up on that year's supply of gummies. It would be a shame if that went to waste.
Yeah, Happy Place Hemp has offered Chuck Freeman a year's supply of gummies if he comes on my podcast.
He's old. I poke bears. I don't respect anybody in Milwaukee sports media until they do an appearance on the Bart Winkler show.
Yeah, it's like the scoring 40 of the NBA.
It's not many.
Basically. Good stuff.
I'm just going to go on record as saying I'm disappointed but not surprised. I had a tweet the other day saying, hey, the Bucks are in real danger of having what happened to the Packers. Generational talent, one ring early in the career.
I don't want to do this now.
I don't want to do it either. I feel like it's deja vu. I feel like it's that scene from Clockwork Orange. I'm sitting there with my eyes pried open watching it happen again.
Hold on. Stay right there. I'm getting Doug and Racine calling the voicemail line, but I'm going to try to talk to him live. Hey, Doug.
Hey, Bart.
Doug, we're doing the post-game show on YouTube, and you called my voicemail line, so I'm talking to you on YouTube.
That's cool.
Yep.
I was hoping I could get in.
Good. What's up? You're on the show.
I just don't know, Bart. 12-point lead.
15.
Mismanagement.
Doug, 15.
15 points. Well, it was 12 most of the last half, and it just I'm just cringing right now. You know how big a Bucks fan I am. I just I don't want to say anything bad, but it looks like it's time for some big changes coming here. If this falls the way it's going, I mean, with Giannis back, I don't know, Bart. What do you got?
I'm very upset.
So,
I don't like that even if we win this series, which now it seems like saying that is like, now I feel like a fool. I mean, they could still win the series, but in saying that in the moment, I feel like a fool. But even if they win this series, this is far too much effort against a team that sucks. And I was thinking I was going to come on here tonight and talk about how, losing those games makes the team stronger and holds them more accountable. But the way they just blew a game like this, as if it was, like the Toronto series. That's why I don't want to say this is 2014 NFC Championship, because we always go back to that Toronto might have actually been that one. But then they did get a Super Bowl after that, or an NBA championship. It's so unexplainable. It's so unexplainable that this is occurring.
This has got to fall on Bud, right?
Oh, yeah. Without question.
99% or 90%, something like that. I just watched this game and I'm just like, are you kidding me? This team was the worst offensive team ever, and Butler goes off for a million.
Well, Doug, I'm going to let you go, but good to hear from you live and good to talk to you in person again.
And I'll listen in tomorrow.
All right, Doug. See ya. Bye. I want to do that as Badger Bloody Reviews is in between blunts here. Get Hot Take Jake in, who seemed very disgusted and has a Chris Middleton background with a clip art graphic that says $40 million man. Jake, you have the floor.
Okay. First things first, it's over. They're not winning the series. And that's doesn't take a genius to see that. This team was not a title contender all season. Chris Middleton Drew Holiday, you guys are frauds. Without Giannis, you're nothing. Hopefully, Middleton opts into that last year of the deal so we can use him as an expiring contract because God knows as a player, he's not going to have any value for you. And Tony was right on the money. This was a big time hit to Giannis's legacy. Nobody
Why
wants
do we
to hear
want
if you care about Giannis's legacy. Now, there's some people that maybe don't. They just care about the Bucks, and that's cool. I actually appreciate that. These guys failing Giannis affects his legacy, whether you want to believe it or not. Now, people who sit here like us that watch him every night, that live in Milwaukee, that are Bucks fans, they're going to know that's bullshit. But in the eyes of the laymen, it affects him.
He played 11 minutes, missed 2 games, had a triple-double. Nothing about tonight's game hurts Giannis's legacy.
This series will hurt his legacy.
That he didn't play in.
And the other thing, I like the parallels to the 2014 Seahawks because, this is right. We're on the cusp of this is now, it's going to start to snowball where we're now, I think this is the 5th year of a window that Giannis and the Bucks were a title contending team, allegedly. And they have 1 title and 4 pretty bad choke jobs.
Okay,
so,
Jake, I like everything you're saying, but this is not anywhere close to 2014. I'm sorry. 1 game away from the championship against a team that they would have absolutely steamrolled. It's like, I know that feeling is the same, but the situations aren't comparable.
Sure. Well, I mean, it's hard to compare football to basketball because it's single game elimination.
The only way I would compare the two, and like I said earlier, but the only way I would compare the two is in my living room, I was making the same amount of noise. The same amount. Like I haven't damaged my living room like that in 9 years.
I was silent. I shook my head. I smirked a little bit because I was told all year the regular season doesn't matter. And what happened? A trend that the Bucks continuously would do is
they get the best record in the regular.
But they couldn't hold on to big leads. We saw a handful of games where in the 4th quarter they were up 15-ish, 20-ish, and they blew it. And I was told, well, that doesn't matter. It's a regular season. It's not comparable. It's not going to matter in the playoffs. Lo and behold, they fucking do it again. It's frustrating, man. And you know what the worst part is? They ruined Aaron Rodgers trade day because I was so fucking happy tonight. And I, as far as the pie chart of who's to blame, look, go ahead and fire Budenholzer. That's fine. Maybe see if you can get Nick Nurse, whoever you think is better. Maybe that wakes everybody up.
I still think they're winning the series.
But the problem is Mike Budenholzer wasn't out there breaking every fucking shot.
Hey, people are retweeting my tweet when I said I was going to eat a parade chair if they lost this series. I still think they're going to come back.
God bless you, Bud. Or I called you Bud. Your Bud's on my brain. God bless you, Bart. I don't think you truly believe that. I think you want to believe it, but I don't think you do believe it. No, it's over. And honestly,
Bucks in 7. I've been saying it all along.
Yeah,
Peter going to give us a challenge. Jimmy Butler's going to have a career night. Bucks in 7.
The window of this core. What's that?
I'm just saying. I've been saying it all along. Bucks in 7.
Yeah. No, I think the this core, the championship window of the Giannis Chris. It's over. It's closed. Hopefully they are able to find somebody that wants to offload some money. They can deal. I mean, you have to do a soft rebuild here because this team, they're not doing it next year. Everybody's going to be a year older. Everybody's going to be beat up again. You have to have the balls to say, Giannis, we got to kind of start this thing over. He's not going to like it, but if you really want to win more titles,
you don't scrap it. You just go get Dame.
Well, with what?
With Drew Holiday and Brook Lopez.
Yeah, because Portland's going to be knocking down the door to pick up 2 37-year-old or, a 37-year-old and a 34-year-old, And I don't know what they do, but it's over. I'm saying that much. It's over.
Hey, throw Portland a little of that Haslam money. Maybe it'll change their mind.
Yeah.
God knows he's got enough of it.
I think.
All right, I'm going to bring more people.
You
guys, any more points you got to make? Because I'm going to bring more people in here.
Nope. Looking forward to the pod, Bart. Cheers as always, buddy.
Cheers to you, Jake. Appreciate your graphic work on the fly tonight.
I did want to just say, and I want to leave on a positive note. It's not Gutekunst, it's Gottakunst. He got exactly what he should have, and Jets fans can all eat a bag of
people trying
dicks.
to argue that the Packers didn't get it. Like, How do you can't get a better deal?
No, I mean they should have. If they would have dealt him last year, they would have got the Russell Wilson deal and then some. But
when I saw, and the Rodgers stuff coming later, but when I saw that there was some contingency to it, I thought, oh, okay, so a second round if he plays 65 snaps. That's for this year. The 65% of the snaps. What a dumb thing to
Don't question the
agree
Gutekunst.
Hey, he did a masterful job with that deal, and I was the most happy to see 0 players. It's all draft capital. That is what we wanted. People trying to compare it to the Russell Wilson situation where there were players involved. That's not going to do us a whole lot of good. These draft picks are going to pay dividends. If Love sucks, whatever. Trade up and get Caleb Williams next year, and let's run the league.
I fucking love this guy. I love you.
Love you too, Bart. I'm logging off.
All right, see ya. I'm going to get Patrick in on the east side. Patrick, you there?
Oh, yeah.
Patrick?
Can you see me?
If you are a giant black square, then yes.
Why is my camera not working?
I don't know. Were you in incognito mode earlier? Yeah,
We lost Patrick.
All right. Well, Jake, I'm going to say bye to you.
All right. It's over.
See you, buddy. Oh, how'd the Brewers do anyway? Did they play? Are they losing?
Wait, am I still on?
Yeah, you have a Brewers shirt on. Did the Brewers lose?
Oh, I don't know. I was working during that game. Hold on. I got it up here right now. This is live. I've got this. They lost to the Detroit Tigers 4-2.
Oh, darn. Bummer.
Oh,
all right. I'm going to try Patrick again. See you, Jake.
Is my cam on?
No.
What's going on?
I don't know, but we don't need it necessarily. So you're here, and I'm also going to bring in my guy Tack as well. So Patrick, I hear you, and now he disappeared.
What's up, Bart?
How you doing, Chuck?
I'm doing good. Well, I mean,
is that a Ham's tall boy?
It is, and it's also like a different can. I thought maybe Tim would be on and he'd be excited about it. Yeah. I'm just gonna jump right in here. Before Giannis's announcement, I was like, I'm not worried until Game 5. If he doesn't play Game 5, I'm worried. But after tonight's performance, I'm a little worried.
Well, you should be worried. They're down 3-1.
Yeah, but you know they're going to be favored every single game here on out, whether or not they should be. I don't know. I still think I assume I'm in your camp. I haven't watched the last 30 minutes, but I assume that you still think they're going to win.
Yeah, I still think they're going to win this series.
Me too. I do too. Some of my friends are panicking, and we're
hold on, Patrick.
You got me?
You think they're going to win this series?
No, I mean, I would like to think that they would, but I just feel like we should have won Game 3.
Well, tonight was going to be the night that this was going to be over. They were going to sweep them, and it was going to be over tonight.
No, I know, especially after Giannis coming back. And then that 17-0 run or whatever the fuck that was, like, we were up, like, I don't know. And there was no timeouts or anything during that time, and it was so frustrating. And, yeah, I mean, the way they collapsed at the end, and, yeah, I get all-time playoff performance from Jimmy Butler. Like, that's all cool and great, but, like, why is this, like, happening? And, yeah, I don't know. I mean, look, I'm still keeping the faith. I'm an optimist. I'm also, like, all Wisconsin sports, obviously. I'm really hoping that they can bounce back somehow. But, I just feel like, I don't know. But I love your optimism. That's what's keeping me going. You know what I'm saying? So,
well, that's what people love to shit on it. They love to hide their Bucks anger by yelling at me for thinking that a team that's the best team in the league could possibly even win. The Bucks at one point, with 5:57 to go in the fourth quarter, had a 97% win probability, which of course went down to 0 by the end of the game. Dan Shaney, who brings us these streams of Dan Shaney Insurance, says he's always been a Middleton fan, but the Heat were trying to get Middleton to guard Butler, and Middleton couldn't stay in front of Butler. Test user reminds us that Pat Connaughton was 1 for 7 from 3. Giannis was 26, 10, and 13 on the night. Jay Crowder had a 0-0. where he
Don't
had
you
no
bring in a
stats.
guy like Crowder for his defensive prowess? Why would you not put him on Jimmy Butler every time Giannis was sitting? Like, I don't get it. We brought Butler in and they didn't even play him at all today.
What?
Look at Chris Middleton and then look at Jimmy Butler. Who's going to win that battle? Like,
Yeah.
Chris is not he's not a defender. Honestly, I have never been a huge Chris fan until like the year of the title. He played really well, and I kind of came around, but yeah, I don't know. I never thought he was worth the $35 or $40 million a year, whatever we paid him. But yeah, I don't know. I am a little worried. I think I guarantee we will win Game 5, right? Right?
Yeah, we'll win Game 5.
Hopefully.
Yeah,
So
I don't know.
there's more people in here than normal, and I'm expecting that, but I'm also wondering where like everybody knew is coming from. And I just saw one guy quote tweeted this. It's Cody Westerland, who covers the Bulls for The Score in Chicago. He quote tweets the show and says, "This Bucks postgame show is incredible. You have to do a soft rebuild." Hot take, Jake says, after the Bucks meltdown. "I'm cackling at all the analysis. They're 21 months removed from a title and led the NBA in wins this season."
I want to say, I'm a big hot take Jake fan, but Bart, you said spur of the moment graphic. He's had that graphic planned since March. I will say that. He's had that plan for a while, and I love hot take Jake, but I think he might have had that thing saved, ready to go.
So if they lose on Wednesday, does Nick Nurse get hired before the weekend or after the weekend?
Bud is gone.
Dude, I don't know, man.
He is so gone.
Yeah, if they lose, Bud's definitely gone. And I don't know. I think Chris probably gone too. I would like to see them keep Brooke. But we're not doing this. We're not doing this. It's still a series. We win at home Game 5. And then, Giannis does some magic in Game 6. And then Game 7 is home. So we're the 1 seed, even though we're down 3-1 to an 8 seed. But this is why we got the 1 seed, to have this home court advantage. So I'm holding on to the faith slightly. But tonight was, God. So I had, in the bubble when we lost to the Heat, I had a Coach Bud, giveaway bobblehead that I smashed, but then I felt bad about it. So I kept all the pieces and the head was still intact. And then tonight after they lost, I pulled the head out and smashed it with a hammer and stuff. And yeah, I don't know. I know what you're saying, Bart, about breaking stuff tonight and feeling like 2014, but
well, at least the Paw Patrol, they're a tough group of individuals. And Chase is on the case and Sky's ready to fly. So I don't think any of those toys are going to be broken.
Got to keep it all in perspective.
Dave Prisby on YouTube says, once Middleton got his 5th foul, Jimmy went after him. Middleton and Drew weren't switching anymore. Everything changed after that. Patrick, I thought of you the other night because Saturday I went to the Broad House by myself and I just did a quick look around.
Dude, no way. I was at Goolsby's. But it wouldn't have been a good game to watch together because that game fucking sucked too.
Well, I did my show and then I went after just to play some slots for a little bit and go home.
Nice. Yeah. I
went there by myself. I go there by myself and the bartenders are they're like, something's up with this guy. Well, no, I just wanted to go and drink by myself and play some slots. And I don't want to go to the casino. I got slots right around the corner.
It's a bet. I like that Broad House more than the 3rd Street Broad House, but I like the 3rd Street one too. But the short one.
Did you ever go there when it was Oak Crest Tavern?
No.
Yeah, the bar that it used to be was called Oak Crest Tavern, and it was like a bar that didn't know what it wanted to be. It was kind of like a sports bar, but it was also like a place where 80-year-olds went to eat fish at 3:00 on Fridays. So it was really weird.
Those could be the good spots though.
Yeah, but this one wasn't. All right. Love the jacket. Anything else from you?
No, nothing else. I'm hoping to come on Wednesday night. Are you going live Wednesday night? I know it's a late tip. If they win, I'll be on.
Oh, yeah. Live Wednesday. If they're playing Friday, live Friday. Now they got to play Sunday, and that's going to piss me off because I'm supposed to go watch my kid run a race.
Yeah, well, it might be worth it. I don't know. We'll see. But yeah, so I'll
talk to you, Bart. But yeah, let's keep the faith. I mean, this sucks being down 3-1. So I didn't know what to do. My fiance never watched the game. I was like, okay, I don't know where to go from here in terms of TV, because we turned it off with 10 seconds remaining, watching Reggie Miller and Greg Harlan suck Jimmy Butler's dick. I was like, I'm not gonna do this anymore. Where do we go on TV? I was like, we're going to the post game show. So go Bucks. We got this. Bounce back time. Talk to you.
Patrick, thanks for being a part of the show, buddy.
Peace.
Good contributions last couple of nights. Keep them coming. I got Eric of Miller Park Minute repping that new WWE belt that they debuted tonight.
I'm confused
happy.
about
okay,
it.
I got to tell you about this first. I'm happy they got a new belt, but then why didn't Cody win? I mean, it's so stupid.
Right. Well, and I'm confused because in the clip that I watched, because I didn't watch, I was watching the Brewers as I always do, but I'm confused. Are they doing a tournament? Because
I didn't see that part yet. I don't know how they're crowning it.
Okay, so you got to rewatch it and let me know.
But they're basically taking that belt off of Roman and having it on Raw. Roman's going to stay on SmackDown.
Right.
So then Cody's going to win this Raw belt, but it's not going to be the same.
I don't understand.
They ruined their own moment. So the Brewers, you watched that game, they lost, huh? Anything we need to know?
No. It was painful. You shouldn't lose to Detroit, but we lost to Detroit. So
okay.
I have to bring something up, and this is something I wanted to bring to you because I know you have your own deal of Wisconsin sports rage. So I listen to your good friend Chuck all the time, and he talks about breaking bobbleheads, and he talks about rage with Matt Bush and that kind of thing with the Brewers, right? And I'm like, is this a universal thing? Am I just too calm and centered that I don't break things after my team loses? I mean,
well, I don't break things on purpose, but I did want to be violent. When Jimmy hit that 3 that was later a 2, I looked around my living room and kicked the Paw Patrol cars.
That's excellent. That's truly awesome. I didn't know because Chuck mentioned he broke a Giannis bobblehead, and I was like, well, shit, you're out some money then.
Got a message here. People are talking about this hot take Jake thing. Message here. 21 months is a long time ago when life comes at you fast. Soft rebuild isn't an actual option. They might need to completely blow it up and retool ASAP around Giannis. If they win the title, this team will be the team you see next year. If they lose, this will be a completely different team. Yes. Charlie's back. We got 3 Fondy guys now.
Oh yeah, Eric. I don't know if we knew each other, but as soon as I heard your name, I was like, I'm pretty sure I recognize that name from Fond du Lac.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So
I heard some thumping around upstairs, so I had to dip, and it was just my oldest child. I walked upstairs, and he was crying. He's like, I gotta use the bathroom. And I said, well, use the bathroom and go to bed. You're 4. You know what you're doing. But we're okay now. Everything is golden.
My house actually might be being broken into live on the Bart Winkler show.
Nice.
But the alarm did just go off, so I assumed that the wife maybe opened a door that was alarmed, and that there's a burglar inside my house killing my wife.
Are you gonna let her deal with it or what?
Well, it got turned off, so
don't tell me you're about to get stabbed on a Bart Winkler show stream with
Bart.
the WWE championship as your background.
Bart, you would blow up if Eric got stabbed. You would. Your followers would.
Don't you think I'd be I'd have to be a suspect.
You have an alibi. You're sitting in your.
But I would
home
I would
with
have
a
to have hired someone
piano.
to. If someone died on my stream, clearly I hired them for the ratings.
Right.
I mean,
I got another Eric. You good? You want to come on? Thumbs up. We got another Eric joining the party. What's up, Eric? Oh, you got to unmute yourself, or I can do that for you, I think.
No.
Hey, buddy.
Sorry about that.
What's up?
I'm a noob.
So, professional reset. Eric of Miller Park Minute. Tack and Eric, first time. Hey, buddy.
What's up, brother Eric?
How are you?
Yeah, but I'm good. But I'm walking around my house and I'm so angry. Bud's got to go. I know it's just so frustrating watching Chris. He must have butterfingers every single time the playoffs start, because every single time he's got the ball, it just goes right to the other team. And I don't understand it. And then Drew just jacking up threes nonstop. I don't get it. I know they're great players, but anytime the playoffs come around, it just seems like they forget how to play basketball together.
One thing I thought during the game is they had a lot of passes, and they were trying to find Brooke down low, and sometimes Giannis, but they had a lot of passes that I thought should have been turnovers. That they had the perfect pass, like it was just perfect, and I think that caught up with them a little bit on that turnover barrage, because there was some sloppy ass shit happening at the end of that game.
Yeah, it was just super sloppy play, and I that 17-0 run, and there's no timeouts, just absolutely floored me. I said, what are we doing? Like everyone wants Nick Nurse, and I get it, but at the same time, the guys have done it before, but it's a totally different series and a totally different year, and I just don't think it's. I mean,
they won 4 in a row against the Phoenix Suns. Can they win 3 in a row against the Miami Heat?
I know.
No, but like I'm gonna still say Bucks in 7.
Agreed.
I know. And I'm so glad that you're gonna do Bucks at 7. I want to be there right with you.
So the difference is when the Bucks, I'm telling you this, when the Bucks were down 2-0 to the Suns, I've said this 100 times. I knew that I knew they were gonna win the finals. I don't know that they win on. I think they win on Wednesday, but I really thought they won today. I really thought they won today.
They won on Wednesday.
But even still, now you gotta go back to Miami, and that crowd's gonna be bonkers. These fans. You see these fans; they're like crying. They can't believe they're in this position. They shouldn't even be here. Playing tournament helped them, and now the NBA is gonna turn into baseball, where if you're in this stupid playing tournament, or if you're a stupid wild card team, somehow you find this dumb momentum.
It's so much different.
I know it is, but this shouldn't. There is no universe that we should be down 3-1 to the Heat.
No, agreed. I think part of it is probably like Jimmy Bucket's education here. He learned a lot at Marquette University.
Oh, you got the Marquette sweater on too? Oh, you can't do that on the stream.
I'm sorry. It was like the nearest thing to me that was warm, but yeah, clearly I'm rooting for the Bucks, but Jimmy's performance is, come to Marquette. You can have some success in the league. I don't hate it.
Yeah. That Milwaukee Sports Minute said "Hello Darkness, my old friend." That GIF is like the perfect summary of tonight. It's just like you're staring at just the TV and just like, I can't believe this.
MC Lee asked, why can't the Bucks win this series? The Heat only have Butler. Bam is a ghost. Hero is out, and that's it. Yes. And then I think they'll still be favored. I got to see what the line comes out as.
They'll still be favored.
The Bucks are going to be favored each of the rest of the games.
I wonder what the Bucks series price is.
I was wondering the same thing because one of my buddies was like, I'll bet any of you that the Bucks lose the series. And I said, well,
all right, I've got it here. I've got it here. Only 13 teams have ever overcome a 3-1 deficit in NBA history.
I bet it's like 160 or something.
Plus 120.
Yeah, exactly. The Bucks are going to win this series.
Which is insanely low.
Yeah.
So the Heat are minus 142.
Yeah. And you have to give some credit to Jimmy too. I mean, he had any type of shot he shot up that you already knew it was going to go in. Anytime they put him on like a screen, no one could get in front of him. And even if they did, it was going to go in. So he was unconscious.
I'd love to say we're going to make adjustments, but I don't.
We won't, because that's the Bud way. We won't.
Yeah, I don't necessarily think we will. Tonight was a good showing from Giannis. He had a triple-double, but I feel like he's going to really pour it on.
Well, they were up 15-5 right away, and it's like you couldn't have asked for a better start. I thought it was over.
Yeah.
I would have said Jaeger.
All right, I'm gonna help off, Bart.
All right, Eric. Good to talk to you. Come back.
Good to talk to you. Yep. Good night, guys.
Garrett says these legacy takes are garbage. Yeah, that was a really low part of this podcast.
I have a question.
What?
So everyone has this beef with Middleton, and Middleton's not going to stay, right? What is out there that you could replace Middleton with?
Anybody?
Fair.
No, I mean, who would you replace him with? I'm curious.
I don't know. I don't know who's on the free agent.
You know what would
market.
have been great if the Bucks picked up Kevin Love instead of Goran Dragic? Series would be over.
When is Middleton's contract like up, or what's the situation? What is the team's contract situation? I don't know. I don't follow it as close as I do. Like
he's got one. It's a player option next year.
Yeah, he's got a year,
and it's like $40 million.
I mean, he's gonna take the player option.
Yeah.
Right. Unless
especially if they get bounced in the first round. Brent, speaking of Fondy guys, who you may know, Brent W.
Brent Dobbs is here.
He says they better not bring out that fucking blue court for Game 5. They do have a new court, and I will say it's also ugly. I don't like it. But they said they had the old court because they were fixing it, and now they have a new court. They totally sold it. They totally oversold the amount of pieces that they were trying to sell for the finals, and they pretended like it was broke.
Whatever. It's just the same fucking formula as like cheap ass owners. Like Mark is Eric, yeah, you can weigh in on this. Mark is just the cheapest owner in the league, isn't he?
Mm-hmm. I mean,
but I know that with him here, he won't move the team.
No, it comes down to when you make a move. And
thank you,
like
test
that,
user. He gave me his nightly $2. I appreciate that.
You have a user called Test User?
Yeah, I don't know what the deal is, but
that's your side account on YouTube, isn't it? That you send yourself $2 to get the
Little Khalid says, I'm a Heat fan here with my popcorn. And if you're a Heat fan and you're watching tonight, like absolutely watch a bunch of Midwestern losers go out of their mind and be all sad and then lose to the Celtics in 5. What a fucking great trip for you. Awesome.
Yeah. I'm not sad either way.
Eric, what's good one. Fucking
real quick, what's your take on Mark, Eric? Huh? What do you think about Mark, Eric?
I think he should spend some money on the bullpen at this juncture because I think a little backup support wouldn't hurt. Especially
BF
after
says Joe Ingles
Josh
is 45. Guys, I don't want to talk about the Brewers.
Sounds good.
I've been watching the game since they played St. Louis.
Do you want to continue to talk about the Bucks? Like what?
If you're saying Bucks and 7, place a bet at Pato. Oh, I will, because Pato, which I love that they have a sports book. I'm mad at Pato because I had tickets to cash for $100 that I was going to cash 2 different tickets, but they don't have anyone working the table until 11. So then I just put some money on the Bucks tonight to cover by 6. Obviously lost. So now I'm going to take my $65 ticket and I'm going to put it all on the Bucks to win the series.
Are you talking 11 a.m.?
Yeah, I was there at 9:30.
Yeah, that's awesome. I used to work at Marquette, and I would like occasionally drive past Pato and see people pulling in at like 8:30, and I'm like,
I drop my kid off at daycare. I have nowhere to go. Look, everything I did today. Rodgers got traded to the YouTube. Bucks lose, do a YouTube. I know.
You got time on your hands, is what you're saying.
Guys, I'd like to reintroduce you to a stranger, Tim Shea.
Good morning.
Tim, I literally busted out this can for you.
Are you on your new schedule yet?
So I haven't checked. I literally just woke up and saw your text message. Did the Bucks win or did they lose?
What?
Oh.
You don't know?
Are you kidding me?
You're about to learn right now because of your new schedule, right? All right, let me tell him. Tim, I have 200 people on this stream an hour in. What do you think happened?
They won.
They did not. They were up 15 points with about 8 minutes to go, had a win probability of 97%, and then lost the game. Jimmy Butler had 56 points, including 20-some in the first quarter.
Shut up.
Not lying.
Go Marquette.
119 to 114. Heat take a 3-1 lead. Game 5 in Milwaukee on Wednesday. And now normally, based on our friendship, is when I would tell you, nah, just kidding, they won. But it's not a joke. It's not a joke.
The Brewers also lost to the Tigers.
Double check, Tim.
Did you see that Tigers game the other night that had like 30 people at it?
Oh, boy.
It was terrible.
Hey, Bart, you weren't kidding.
Nope. So how's your new schedule going? When did you sleep today?
I'm up. This is morning. Good morning.
When did you go to bed?
I've been in and out because it just started.
So now you work, it's 10 o'clock, and now you work at 2 a.m.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ. Do you regret?
No.
And Tim,
no.
Tim, you didn't like set your alarm to wake up for the end of the Bucks game? Like it was an hour ago or so. Like what's an hour of sleep at this point?
I do know Aaron Rodgers is leaving. I do know that.
All right.
He got traded. Brewers also lost.
Yeah, yeah.
Did we talk about the Aaron Rodgers compensation at all, Bart? I know you don't want to talk.
I did a YouTube on that earlier.
Okay.
Which will be, so my Tuesday podcast is Bucks and then Rodgers. It was going to be Rodgers Bucks. The only way it'd be different is if the Bucks lost. So yes, I did talk about it. I absolutely love the trade.
Dude, Jets fans are like, oh, we won the trade. Like, are you fucking kidding me? You're getting a 40-year-old lunatic, and we have a first-round pick pending an injury.
How about this comment? If the Bucks pull a rabbit out of their asses, it won't matter. They're not winning a title. I got to be quite frank with you. I don't even give a shit anymore. I just don't want them to lose this series.
Wow.
Agreed.
You don't give a shit anymore.
Go ahead and get swept.
It took 4 games for you to say you don't give a shit anymore.
I'd like to bring in another member of the Bart Winkler family.
Who?
Professional Reset. I have Eric of Miller Park Minute. I got Tack. I got Tim Shea. Let's go 5 wide.
Oh yeah.
With Toby Altizer.
Oh my goodness.
This is the team to cheer for right here. They don't disappoint. They don't make the playoffs. They suck constantly. You don't have to go through the heartbreak.
Toby, your thoughts as an impartial
Same with this one.
I got to be honest. I was like half paying attention while playing PS5. But
typical. How
does Jimmy Butler go for 56 when Drew Holiday's on him?
Well, he wasn't on him the whole time, and then Chris Middleton was.
But how can you pride yourself as a defensive basketball team? You know, we're arguing that Drew Holiday should win Defensive Player of the Year. We're arguing that Giannis should win Defensive Player of the Year. And it's not Steph Curry that drops 56. It's not Luka Doncic. It's not Kobe Bryant. It's not Michael Jordan. It's Jimmy freaking Butler that drops 56 on you. Come on.
Yeah, and you have Giannis in the lane. Like, are you kidding me? How did Jimmy score 56?
And I mean, you knew he had it going early at 22 in the first quarter. Figure out a way to stop him. The rest of the team obviously was hitting too, and that's part of the reason they came back. Guys like Duncan Robinson decide that they can hit shots after not playing for the entire year. But it's ridiculous that it's gotten to this point with the Bucks. I mean, we joke all the time that teams against the Bucks have their career shooting nights, but it's like Coach Bud hasn't figured that out yet. You get into a playoff series with a team that has shooters and they can't figure it out. Not that difficult.
Toby, 2 main things I want to tell you. I don't know if you just saw Tim come on.
I did.
He just woke up. I had to tell him the news.
Yeah, that really sucks, Tim.
And then also about 30
sucks?
minutes ago, the debate was about what does this do for Giannis's legacy? I mean, you
Hey,
talk
I-
about. You
I've
talk about
been
like,
listening.
that's like driving to the airport and then looking at your family and being like, "This has been the best vacation of our life." Like it's way too fucking soon.
I've also figured this out. I think Wisconsin people just enjoy the Wisconsin heartbreak. They enjoy getting
Yeah,
their
people are
heart
yelling at me for thinking that the Bucks are good.
they enjoy getting their heart broken so they can bring up Wisconsin heartbreak again.
All right, professional reset. Eric of Miller Park Minute, Tack, Toby, Tim, and this guy's been positive in the comments. Let's go 6-box. Bucky Boyd is here. Bucky.
Here we go.
What's going on, gentlemen?
Bucky, you've been positive in these comments. You've been yelling at people I see on the YouTube.
I have been. So first of all, pretty sickening ending to the game. We've already discussed that. However, the one thing I'd like to note is that this series is going 7 games. You know, there was somebody in the comments who mentioned that all they have is a white-hot Jimmy Butler, who I think is not going to kind of maintain this scoring, mirage that he's had for the last, 4 games. And then who else? You alluded to Jimmy Neutron, Duncan Robinson, Bart, a few times. I mean, who else is really the offensive threat? Second of all, I think that the Bucks were finally getting back into their offensive and defensive rotations with Giannis actually in the lineup for an entire game, seeing as that we had 3 games straight without him, essentially. And this was essentially just a get-right game. So who's to say we can't rattle off 3 straight? And also, the legacy takes, come on. The series is
that was
not
a real
over
low
yet.
point. Of the 180 episodes of this podcast they've cranked
Ridiculous.
out. Maybe one of the lower points.
Exactly.
And that was even worse than the time that everybody was mad at Q for calling him racist or whatever the fuck happened that night.
Yeah, that was a pretty low point in the history of this podcast. But yeah, the series isn't over yet. The woe is me stuff needs to stop. That's, as a native Wisconsinite, it's time to stop this nonsense. And I think it's time to shape up and ship out and let's win this in 7.
Let's see. I've got Chad saying, Bart, you're full of shit, biggest homer. Now, this is an interesting point I want to bring up here. So I'm being called I'm assuming he's a Bucks fan, and he's calling me a homer. I've always thought of myself as a homer in terms of I like the teams by my home. But I also have been very objective, I think, in my analysis. And so, like me saying I think the Bucks can come back in 7, it's the same as thinking like, if the Lakers go down 3-1 to the Grizz, which they won't, but in that situation, or even if the Warriors would have lost, I would still think like those teams could come back. Other teams have come back. And if you're going to call me a home, they're plus 120 to win the series. I might be wrong. They might lose. There's good chances that they lose because you got to win 3 in a row. But just call me a homer. Super lazy and super dumb.
People act like 3-1 deficits have never come back before, too. Like, it happened twice in one playoffs before. The Warriors just
13
to get to the
times
finals.
Is how much it's happened.
Yeah, I mean, it happens. And if there were ever a team that could do it, it'd be a team where Giannis finally gets his feet back under him. He gets back accustomed to playing in playoff basketball, and the team starts playing better. And then Miami doesn't have a 56-point performance from Jimmy Butler. Like, if there's a formula for it, it's there. I'm a little skeptical myself because I don't know why the Bucks seem like they're not going to match the intensity of Miami, but, I mean, it could happen.
I got Jay going Bucks in 7. I got Marcus going Bucks in 7. I got Scott going Bucks in 7. I got Ron going, let's all do some drugs.
Yes.
Yeah, I agree with Ron. Also, Tim, what is going on with your head? I'm sorry.
It's my rally towel.
Oh, okay, got it.
Oh, we got an update from Eric, who's in the stream. Yeah, we like, you thought you were getting robbed and we just blew past it. Everything's good?
We're good.
My buddy texted me and said, the Bucks just need to lose on Wednesday, fire Bud on Thursday, and then hire Nick Nurse by Monday.
That's another thing we said while you were sleeping, but that's a good thing to say. Marcus has given $5 for you to get a coffee on your way to work.
Thank you. Starbucks.
Texas Badger says, can't wait to roast this dude on the bottom left. That's Bucky Boyd. after the Heat in 6. And I think that, like, I just don't understand. And I don't want to harp on it. I don't want to go over it all the time. But I just don't understand how, like, at down 1-0, the same kind of things that we're talking about now, which it's time to talk about it. They're down 3-1 in a series. But people were talking about it down 1-0. And now the people that were like, oh, it's a long series. Now we're the ones getting shit on. You're basically scolding us for not worrying as long as you, which is some of the most backwoods, borderline, almost said a naughty word. You can't. That's stupid.
And Bart, you allude to it all the time. All these years you've been avidly watching the Warriors and their ups and downs and their journeys. Being down 3-1, like you said the other day, the Warriors came back from it in the Western Conference Finals. The Cavs came back in the finals down 3-1. Like, it is possible because the better team usually prevails.
Well, even tonight, like the Bucks are gonna be stunned. Like, how did we win? And the Heat are gonna be like, well, like the Heat know they shouldn't have won that.
Yeah,
but they did. Chris says if Rodgers goes on to win a Super Bowl in New York, this could go down as one of the shittiest days in Wisconsin sports history. Rodgers ain't winning no Super Bowl in New York.
It's not happening.
No.
Unless their defense outperforms to the largest extent, there's no way they will win a Super Bowl.
I'm not even sure the 65% thing happens. Like, that pussy's going to get hurt week 5 instead of the rest of the season.
So
this.
The hope is that he will get hurt week 12.
Yes.
I don't know. Yeah. I don't know what bye week the Jets have. If they have it before week 12, then we have to add a week. But he gets hurt week 12 or week 13, and then we get pick 9.
What was the last comment I put up? I like this. We're down 3-1. It's an 8:30 tip time on Wednesday, so at least the casuals will stay home. Yeah, we should get an all-time elite crowd on Wednesday night, you would think. It's going to be people that want to be there. Absolutely. All right. Anything else anyone wants to say? I'm going to wrap up our Bucks coverage of the night.
I want to say one thing before I leave. If the Bucks lose, raise the beam. Or wait, light the beam.
No, Warriors, dog.
Light the beam.
No.
Bart.
Kings. Love it.
Oh, Texas Badger now says $100 to Bart's favorite charity if the Bucks win the series. Okay. If the Bucks win the series, Texas Badger, I would like you to give $100 to NAMI, the National Alliance on Mental Illness. It's a national organization, but if you want to use the Wisconsin chapter, that's fine. Be warned that you will give money to them and then get a shitload of mail from them for the next 7 years and think, is that where my money went? But that's where I want you to give it to. $100 to NAMI.
Nice. I'm going to give it to the Raising the Beam Fund.
Test user says Tim is my favorite charity. Oh, and Tack left on that one.
He left on that.
Critiquing your team when they lose is normal fan behavior. Why do you critique the fan base more than the team? As soon as I started this podcast, people were telling me, okay, to worry yet? Okay. People are critiquing me.
For having faith. For having faith. That's
Toby, it's good to see you. It's rare to see you. Not too rare, but rare enough. Anything else you want to say?
I just pray the Bucks find a way to win, because otherwise I have no reason to care about the NBA playoffs. Unless the Kings keep rolling, then that'd be fun to watch. But I can't watch the Celtics flop around. I don't want to have to watch Kyle Lowry stick his chin into someone and flop every time someone goes up for a shot. I can't deal with that.
How about this? If the Bucks lose this series, then all the things that you want me to say about the Bucks, I'll say. Bud needs to go. Middleton needs to go. I just don't like. I don't find that constructive. DM the link and look it up. I don't find that constructive when you're in the middle of a series.
If the Bucks lose, I don't feel that there's any way Bud can return.
No, he's gone.
I agree.
I'd also like a PSA for people that have my phone number. If you have my phone number,
Tim.
Oh, the Bucks are 11-point favorites on Wednesday. Of course they are. If you have my phone number, you are free to text me as much as you'd like. But don't text me shit that you can Google. Like, hey man, do you know when the Bucks play next? Google it. Hey man, what's the spread? Google it.
Use Snapchat AI.
What was the Rodgers comp again? Google it. Hey Bart, do you like the trade? Oh. Hey Bart, what does this game remind you of? Hey Bart, when's the last time the team has come back from down 3-1? Google it. Okay? Fucking bullshit. Motherfuckers.
Tim, sorry you had to wake up to this.
I'm going back to bed.
All right, what I'm going to do here, instead of taping something separate, this is going to be my bridge into the next portion of the podcast. So there's a YouTube earlier today, and I really only want to do this for one thing. There was a YouTube earlier today that I'm going to play second. It was going to be Rodgers traded, Bucks win, but obviously the Bucks lost, so that's what's starting the podcast that you can get on Apple and Spotify and all that kind of stuff. What I wanted to make sure I played in that as we transition to the Rodgers conversation, and I did shout out Dan Shaney, and thank you to him for the stream, and I shouted out Happy Place Hemp, 25% off. I do want voicemails if you can give them for Wednesday's show, 402-915-BART. We're taking voicemails thanks to Carl's Place, carlofet.com/Bart Golf Simulators. Toby, you know how good those are.
The best.
And I also want to shout out, I have a promo code at Omaha Steaks, but nobody seems to use it, so just go to my website. All right, I wanted to play this from Ryan Horvat. He posted this on his Facebook.
Aaron Rodgers officially traded to the Jets. Knew it was going to happen. Hate to be dramatic here, but I do feel a little bit like the universe is taking away all the things on this planet that I love. Jets to win the Super Bowl, all the way down to 12-1. Hey, shut the fuck up. Jets all the way down to 12-1. Bet him at 22-1. Terrible day.
Now, I just like, did we forget Rodgers sucked last year?
Yeah, but do you forget?
He's washed. Yeah, he's washed.
Do you forget what Rodgers looked like the last time he had extra motivation?
Okay, real quick then, Toby, what did you think of that trade?
Good on both sides, and if either side thinks they fleece the other, then they're also wrong. It was good on both sides because the Jets get a quarterback that can help them win right now, and I'm assuming that he's going to be a little bit better than this past season because he's got better weapons. And the Packers got a decent bit for a guy that probably was never going to play for the green and gold again. So it's good on both sides, but for the Packers fans that I've seen to act like they fleeced the Jets, I mean, you did give up Aaron Rodgers.
Well, that's what the Jets fans could say. And I think that what I thought was so crazy when I was first, like, I woke up to the news and I did a YouTube where my pupils were the tiniest they've ever been. I woke up and did a YouTube right away. I thought at first that the trade of the 65% was for next season. I'm surprised that it was for this season. And so I had a little bit of a hard time dealing with that, the Packers YouTube stream. As far as this, I want to thank everybody for being here. Eric, I'm going to go binge Monday Night Raw now. Tim, you got to work in 2 hours, bro. Bucky, I appreciate your positivity.
Absolutely.
Toby?
Go Wiz.
Go Wiz. Bradley Beal want to come to Milwaukee?
I'm sure about millions of people in the D.C. area wish he would leave and go anywhere but D.C., so they would love
Who's
it.
on that Wizards team that the Bucks could have?
Kuzma, Porzingis, Johnny Davis. Actually, I like Johnny Davis. I think he could be something. But
now you do.
I look at this Wizards roster. It like that shouldn't be as shitty as they like. They look like this is I'd be more scared to play them than the Heat. Heat roster sucks. They're kicking our ass.
It's awful. We're gonna win this
kicking
series.
Our ass. Did Max Strus even play tonight? Max Strus played 17 minutes. Bet. Yeah, and then fucking Highsmith gets out there. He's chucking threes. Cody Zeller, stupid mask. We suck.
Bucks and 7.
Bucks and
I
7.
think so. All right, everybody. Peace out.